Alright guys, today we have Kiss Me Deadly by GenX on Chrysalis Records from 1981. This is track 1, side 1, Dancing With Myself. Now if you haven't already guessed, that's Billy Idol on vocals. GenX, or Generation X as they're also known, was the band Billy formed before breaking out into his very successful solo career. What's funny is that he didn't even bother to re-record this song. He simply remixed this recording and turned it into a #2 US hit single for himself. What I think is really cool is that when he plays this song in concert, he still credits Generation X with the writing. Holy cow guys, I love this song. I love this song growing up. It's my favorite Billy Idol song. I like it more than White Wedding or Rebel Yell. It's just awesome. I want to dance, and I would. When I was home alone, I would put this song on and I would dance with myself. I think I shared a little too much there, folks. So we're gonna move on. Next track down. This is Untouchables. Wow, okay, I actually really like this song. I like the placement of it. It carries the mood from the first track. It slows things down a bit, but it's still got that driving bass line, and I really like the walk down during the chorus. It's just, it's spot on. Around 1976, Generation X was formed, and they went on to release 3 studio albums and found mild success before ultimately breaking up in 1981. Now, I don't know if this is totally true, but according to Wikipedia, they played their first gig at the Roxy, and coincidentally they were the first band to play that venue. So we're gonna flip to side 2 real quick. There we go. This is track 4, Poison. Now this is where it gets kind of confusing, guys. So the bulk of the songs for this album actually came out of a 3rd album that was never released. You see, what happened was some of the band members who recorded on that 3rd album left before it was released, so it was decided to ditch those recordings and re-record for this album. So technically, this is the 4th Generation X album. Now, I don't know if this has anything to do with them re-recording old material, but I find it interesting that the 2 sides of this album have a very distinct sound. Side 1 is very much in line with Dancing With Myself, whereas side 2 has a much more dirtier, less poppy, kind of more grittier sound. And you know, it could just be me, but find out for yourself. Check it out. All right guys, we're gonna move on back to side 1. We're gonna end with track 4, Heaven's Inside. You know, the cover, I actually really like this cover. It's simplistic. I like the layout. I like the choice of pink. I mean, that's pretty punk in my opinion. The back's pretty cool. The layout's also, I like the layout of the back too. And I think it really shows their sense of humor, because on the back, instead of saying guest musician, it says also starring. And they also credit Rick Isbell as the key grip and button man. Before pursuing music, Billy was in this interesting group in London called the Bromley Contingent, and I'll let Professor Watson tell you more.
The Bromley Contingent was a name given to a group of devoted fans of the Sex Pistols in London, England. They were on the forefront of the UK punk scene in the mid-70s, but besides Billy Idol, another notable member was Susie Sue of the Banshees fame. Thank you for learning.
Well, thank you very much, Professor Watson. You bring a joy to my life you won't even know. Anyhow, this has been Kiss Me Deadly by GenX. Overall, I really dig this album. If you're a fan of Billy Idol and you don't know about this band, you should really pick this up. If you're more into the hits of Idol, I would sort of, you know, maybe pass on this, maybe find a compilation. I think you really need to be a fan of Billy Idol, or at least a fan of this era of punk music or pop punk music to really appreciate this album. Oh, one more thing before I go, it's time for Awesome Finds. So I recently saw the film Drive with Ryan Gosling, and I instantly fell in love with one of the songs, A Real Hero by College featuring Electric Youth. And when I went home, I had to look it up on YouTube to listen to it, and I must have had it on like repeat 10 or 15 times. And then I noticed down in the info box, it said something like, pick up your limited edition 7-inch copy today, only 300 available. And I was like, holy crap, I gotta get this. I gotta pick it up, but there's no way. It's gotta be sold out already. But no, sure enough, I got it. It came in the mail from France. It's really cool. It features the song with Electric Youth, and then on the back, it's got just the song as an instrumental. And I think it's fitting that it matches the Generation X album cover, so it really harkens back to the 80s and that era of sound. And I think you guys, at least check out the song, if not the film. But that's all we have for you today. I'm your Vinyl Geek, and I'll catch you on the flip side. But that's all we have for you today.